Juliet, I need to tell you something. I left my little girl Luna on your balcony.
What? Are you serious?
Your house is on the first floor of the building, so it's really convenient. It's a good thing you're so close by, or things could have gotten ugly. I sure am lucky to have a sister-in-law like you.
Wait, just back up for a second. Are you talking about right now? There's no one in the house right now. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then you should probably hurry home soon as possible. We don't have a lot of time to be messing around here. Don't you know today is supposed to be a hot one? I think they said it'll get over 100 degrees in the afternoon. You should let her back in as soon as you can.
Don't you know I'm about to get on a flight? There's no way I'm going to make it back in time. I told you that I needed to go home over the summer to take care of my family. So why would you choose now to take off and leave me with your daughter? I can't believe you. Please just go home and get your daughter. You can't just leave her there.
Well, I can't do that. I'm about to catch a train. I'm already almost at the station now, so there's not much chance I turn around and go back home now.
What the hell were you thinking? Now she's only 5 years old, isn't she?
Well, what was I supposed to do? I thought you were going to be home today.
You have to go home this instant.
Actually, I've got work I need to take care of, so I don't think I can make it back.
What are you talking about?
I've got a business trip to Florida. I won't be back home for a week at least.
What about your husband? You have to call him right now so that he can go pick up Luna.
My husband's out on business in Chicago right now too, so that's no good. My in-laws are all from the Midwest, so he's been staying with them for a while now.
What are you saying exactly?
What I mean to say is, there's no one else I can turn to, Juliet. You are my only babysitting option.
Well, my house isn't a daycare.
Geez, it's not like you have anything else going on. You don't have any work, and you just sit around all day. So what's the big deal?
I'm on maternity leave. You know I just had my baby, don't you?
Oh, yeah. What was it, 3 months ago? In that case, you should be taking your kid to the office with you by now. You do work at a nursery, so the kids should feel right at home.
You're just getting mean now. I really don't know what's gotten into you.
What I'm trying to say is that working moms like me don't have anywhere to take their kids. And every day is a struggle. And the reason for that struggle is the shortage of registered caregivers at nurseries.
What's that have to do with anything?
I was supposed to put Luna in a daycare, but since there were no openings, I needed to put her in kindergarten instead. It lets out a tune which is way too early. And all of this trouble is coming because registered caregivers like you would rather lie around the house than do your jobs.
Get yourself together and watch what you're saying. Shouldn't your child be the priority right now? What about your parents? Are they living near here? Maybe they could come get her.
My parents are from out west. I don't have any family members in the city, so there's no one to call.
You've got to be kidding me.
If you're so worried about it, then take care of it yourself. I've got work to do, so that's not my problem.
Wow, and you call yourself a mother talking like that?
Well, unlike you, I'm quite busy at the moment. Speaking of which, my train just came.
Wait, Megan, just wait a second.
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, Juliet?
What do you mean? Why are you so angry all of a sudden?
Don't play dumb with me. You ratted me out to the cops, didn't you? You really screwed me over this time.
What else was I supposed to do? The police called me and told me what happened. I'm so relieved that Luna is safe. It could have been a disaster.
How dare you act like you care about my daughter? You have no right to talk about her.
Why are you blaming me for this?
I'm the one who had to deal with the police interrogation, even though I didn't do anything wrong. How is that fair?
Are you kidding me right now?
All I did was leave my daughter with you while I went to work. That's not a crime, is it?
You're lucky that I was able to contact the police in time and prevent something worse from happening. Can't you imagine what could have happened if they didn't find her in time?
If you were at home like you were supposed to be, this whole situation would have been avoided.
I can't believe you're saying this to me.
I tried to explain to the police officer that I left Luna with a registered caregiver, and that it was just a simple misunderstanding. But then he started asking me all these questions about the legal responsibility of caregivers, and I got confused.
That's because you lied to him. You never asked me to take care of her. So don't try to drag me into this mess.
This is all your fault. If you had kept your mouth shut, none of this would have happened. You need to go to the police station and tell them that it was your mistake. If you do that, I might forgive you this time. And by the way, you still have to watch Luna for the rest of the week.
Why on earth would I do that?
Well, obviously you will. You agreed to watch her from the start. We had planned this out in advance, so you can't back out now.
How many times do I have to tell you? You never asked me anything.
Ugh, don't even think of causing more trouble for me. Just go there and sort it out.
I'll talk to the police when I get back, but I'm still in Hawaii now, remember?
What? That's way too far away.
I just landed. I've been on a flight for hours. Of course I'm far away. I told you about this.
Ugh, this is the first time I'm hearing any of this. Well, either way, you need to think of something quick.
Why would you leave all of this till the last second? And besides, the registered guardian is the only one who will be able to pick her up from the police station.
Well, I'm sure if you do a good job explaining it to the cops, there shouldn't be any problem, right?
What am I supposed to say?
Think of something. I can't afford to take any time off work. If I have to leave suddenly over a little thing like this, it'll mess everything up for me.
But even still, if you explain the situation to your bosses, I'm sure that they'll see the reason and let you go home.
That's no good. The work I'm doing is something only I can do. If my company was to take a loss because I needed to leave, would you be willing to take responsibility?
Well...
So you're all talk. But when I explain the situation to you, you really don't have anything to say, do you? You really don't get it, do you? How can I get you to understand?
What are you planning to do?
See, I know everything about you. I know that you've been divorced before.
Well, I don't think you're the only one that knows about that.
Oh, but that's not all I know. I have more dirt on you than you'd ever want out in the world.
What?
For instance, your ex-husband. He was arrested, wasn't he?
What? Wait a minute. How do you know that?
Oh, looks like I hit the mark there. Imagine getting arrested for a robbery as an adult. What a pathetic loser.
Where is this coming from?
I've gotten better at researching on the internet. You'd be surprised how easy it is to dig up dirt with a few personal details on someone.
But isn't that some form of identity theft?
Well, I guess you could say something like that.
I don't think I have any of my personal information online, though.
Well, you're on Instagram, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but I'm not posting information about my ex-husband on Instagram.
That's true, but some of your older posts led me to your past address, and from there I can take it even further. If I look far enough into your past, I could ruin your whole life. It would be so easy.
This can't be happening.
By expanding certain parts of these images, I found all sorts of information about you. Your date of birth, and your diploma. And it's ridiculously easy to track down your other information from there.
I thought all of that stuff was blurred out.
If you use antivirus software, it's a piece of cake to make them readable again.
You're starting to scare me.
And from there, your daughter Kitty's face. I saw a face that was almost identical when I was watching the news the other day.
What are you talking about?
And when I checked the area of the crime with your previous address, it was a perfect match. But the same genes as your ex. I wonder if Katie will grow up to be a criminal too.
What is wrong with you? Why are you doing this?
Actually, I've done research on all the moms from preschool, and I've been able to catch weak points on all of them so that they can't stand up to me. Of course, I always need to stay on top so I can keep winning because I'm a winner. That goes for my private life as well as at work.
I can't believe this.
If you're not planning to pick up Luna from the police station, you must not care about your secret. And you wouldn't mind me telling everyone about it, right?
Don't.
I'm sure that your current husband would be interested to hear about this. And little Katie, who do you think would make a good story for her?
Please stop it. Please don't tell anyone. My husband and daughter can't find out about this. It would make them so sad.
Well, then I guess the choice is simple. Go get Luna from the police station and take care of her this week. Good luck, and don't screw it up. I just got back to the station. I'll make my way back home now, so I shouldn't be much longer. Be ready for me when I arrive, won't you?
You're coming to the house?
Well, of course. Where else would I be going? My work just finished, so now all I need to do is go pick up Luna on my way home.
But I'm still on the plane now.
What? Why aren't you back yet? That's way too late.
I told you that I would be staying with my family for a week. It's not like I could just change my plans.
So what, you're telling me that Luna's still at the police station?
No, don't worry. I took care of it. I found someone else to watch her. I've been in contact with him the whole time and everything is fine.
Someone else? Who might that be?
Your husband.
What?
It sounds like the police had looked it up and contacted him directly.
You're going too far with this.
After that, your husband messaged in to apologize and promised to leave his work and hurry back to pick her up immediately.
This is turning into a whole production.
Unlike you, it seems like your husband actually prioritizes the welfare of his children over his selfish desires. I was happy to see that, although that really is the standard for any parent.
Well, it's not like anyone else could be asked to do my job.
I guess you're right there. Going off on a lover's retreat with your married boss? That's certainly not a job that many normal people would feel comfortable doing.
What are you saying?
Oh, come on. You know what I'm saying.
How do you know about that? How could you know about that?
When I told your husband about your business trip in Florida, he called your office to talk to them directly about it, just to make sure that you were telling the truth.
How dare you involve my work in this? This is a personal matter.
Don't you know that it's not good to tell lies? You should know better than that.
And how much did the office tell him?
They said that there was no Florida trip planned through the office and that you were a pretty bad employee. So there was no way they would entrust you with important business out of the state. At least that's what I was told.
What? I don't believe this.
They also said that you're on the internet all day and that you could barely be trusted with making copies. I think your husband heard that part as well, which is too bad.
Well, I had some important research that I was conducting, so of course I would be searching online.
Watching clickbait videos from celebrity gossip social media accounts. Is that what you call important research?
How could they know all of that?
You must have forgotten to clear out your search history.
Ugh, you've got to be kidding me.
So it seems like your story about being entrusted with important work at your office was a bit of a lie, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think it's less of a lie and more like a misunderstanding.
Well, that may be true, but even misunderstandings have their limits.
But still, how did you find out I was having an affair?
It seems like your company did an emergency investigation.
That's insane! Why would they go to all the trouble?
They found out that the same week you took off for your vacation, Your boss slash lover took the same exact week off for vacation as well. A bit suspicious, don't you think?
Well, that's not much to go on. The term matching vacation times into an affair is a bit of a stretch.
It seems like her boss told his wife the same story about the fake Florida trip. Doesn't it seem just a little too convenient that things are lining up so well?
I don't know. I mean, it was just 1 week. Don't you think that everything's moving so fast and that you've jumped to conclusions here?
I'm not sure if you knew, but the boss you chose to sleep with, his wife is the only daughter of the CEO of the company. So I'm sure you can understand that this was the top priority while you were out on vacation.
You're kidding me, right?
Totally. I'm just kidding.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. It's a big deal, obviously. Why would you ask me if I'm kidding?
Oh my god. I can't believe this.
No. That's okay. It doesn't really matter if you believe it or not.
Stop wasting my time with this dumb chit-chat. I need to focus.
I thought you might be freaking out. So I was just trying to lighten the mood.
I don't need that. Plus, I'm not in the mood for stupid jokes. So does that mean that my boss's wife isn't the CEO of the company? Please tell me that's just another dumb joke.
Look at you, trying to wriggle free. No, I wouldn't joke about that.
Are you serious?
It seems like his wife had been suspicious of him for a while. He had a habit of coming home late and not calling on top of that. This happens, and it's only natural that the company would launch an emergency investigation.
So you're saying that it made the rounds in the office? In other words, someone spilled some information.
Well, I guess that's probably correct. Someone must have found out your secret.
I knew it. I shouldn't have been so chummy with him at the office. That was the mistake.
Geez, you were certainly busy at the office. Just with everything except your own work.
So anyway, what's gonna happen to me now?
From the sound of it, your husband's moving back in with his family. Or should I say your ex-husband. He said he wanted a divorce, too.
He's taking it that far. What's he thinking?
I guess so. I heard that he met with his company and asked to be reassigned as well. He's already put in the paperwork.
Isn't this all moving a bit too fast? I can barely keep up with all of this. It feels like I must have missed something.
Well, he's already talked it over with some lawyers, so I'm sure he's thought it all through.
What?
I know usually in these situations it's difficult to act with all the stress. It's a little impressive, actually. Your husband, ex-husband, seems like the type who can act calmly under pressure, which is a good trait to have. It seems like Luna takes after her daddy. I'm glad she's in good hands.
I just can't believe that all of this happened in 1 week. It feels like a bad dream.
The request for dividing of assets should be almost finished by now. I bet your alimony payment will be pretty big.
I don't really have any savings. I'm not sure I'll be willing to pay for it.
And add to it, your boss has been adopted into his in-laws' family. So I bet he was planning to take over the company after the CEO, right?
What? I haven't heard anything about that.
I guess that would make the rest of the office treat him differently. So, other than the important members of the company, maybe he kept it a secret?
So what you're saying is he...
Oh, yeah. If he got divorced, he would probably get fired as a result.
And do you think I get fired too?
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. If you're really worried about it, maybe you should just ask the company directly.
Well, I don't think I can now. If I called them now, they'd probably snap. Better to wait until things cooled off.
You did it to yourself. So you have no one but yourself to blame.
Well, if I'm going down, you better believe that I'm taking you down with me.
What?
Are you going to make me say it? I have your secrets, so I still own you.
Oh, right. I'd forgotten about that.
think if everyone knew what a lunatic your ex-husband was. If they were to find out, you'd be in deep trouble, wouldn't you? And that definitely wouldn't be good for your children. If I'm going to burn, I'll drag you down to hell along with me.
If you want to keep spreading your lies, you can go right ahead.
What?
I already went ahead and told all of the moms from school about my ex-husband.
Why would you do that? You said you didn't want anyone finding out about that.
Well, at that point, I was a bit afraid of you. But when I thought about it afterwards, I didn't like the idea of living like this in the future.
You should have lived the rest of your life in fear of what I could do.
You sure are a scary one. Well, I talked it over with one of the school moms that I trust, and after talking with her, I felt much better than I'd expected. I was really happy I reached out to her.
Aha! So you only told that one school mom, right? So you still don't know what the rest of them would think if your secret was to get out to them.
Well, they all had the same reaction when I told them. So, I guess it wasn't a big deal.
You're kidding me.
And when I told them about what you were doing, they didn't seem to think too highly of you. They said they would take my side if we had any more problems in the future.
I don't understand. Why is everyone being so mean to me? Anyone see my side of things?
I think it's because you were trying to control everyone by holding on to their secrets. So at that point, I think it's pretty natural for them to hate you.
But my plan was completely foolproof. Where did I go wrong?
Everything. Everything about your plan was wrong. Oh, and one of the school moms is actually the wife of a lawyer. Did you know that?
You're thinking of suing me now? Give me a break.
Well, if you ever use any of the school mom's weak points against them, or if you keep spreading rumors about us, we will consider taking legal action against you. It does count as libel, you know.
No, I already can't afford the alimony. Please don't give me more to pay.
So then you'll need to start acting more mature. We're not messing around, so don't test us.
Just wait a second. There are a lot of police cars. I feel like they're looking at me. What's going on?
Well, that does make sense. Did you know that abandoning a minor is actually a crime?
You're kidding. They're here for me? I'm getting arrested?
Well, you did commit a crime, so it's kind of expected. If you have any other excuses, maybe you should save them for the police.
Help me! I don't want to end up with a criminal record! Juliet!
After Megan was taken into custody by the police and brought before a criminal court, she realized that her life was about to change drastically. She had never been in trouble with the law before, and she hoped that her clean record would work in her favor. However, she soon found out that her actions had serious consequences. She was charged with fraud, embezzlement, and adultery, and she faced a possible prison sentence. She was able to get out pretty quickly on bail, but she did maintain a criminal record, which really crushed her pride. And after her husband divorced her, he was granted full custody of Luna, their 5-year-old daughter. Megan was forced to pay $10,000 a month in alimony, and even though Megan would normally receive a settlement as well, her affair with her boss complicated things since the affair caused the divorce. She lost her claim to any of their assets, and she was fired from her job as a senior accountant at a prestigious firm. Megan started searching for a new job, but she soon discovered that her reputation had been tarnished by the scandal. She interviewed at all the major companies and was rejected by all of them. Now she's toiling away at a part-time job to make ends meet, waiting for the next move. Always one step ahead of her alimony payments. Now, her ex-husband and daughter Luna are in the Midwest, staying with his parents. It sounds like they are enjoying their new life. Luna even made a lot of friends at her new kindergarten. Or at least that's what I heard from him when he called me last week. And it made me happy to hear it. Of course, It's a shame what happened to Megan, but she got what she deserved. She betrayed me and our family, and she paid the price for it. As for me, my life has returned to normal, and I feel like a great weight has been lifted from my shoulders.